ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round number 14 of the RSF1 F5 division. And as you can see, we're here around Bahrain on our rotated grid, our rotated calendar, and that lap was only good enough to put us P5. So now we're trying to go for another lap now. We're using we're not using tow on this lap. I believe on the first lap we used a little bit of tow, but it did affect us, so we're going without the tow this lap and seeing if we can improve. We're on 27.7 at the moment. As you can see, coming through the middle sector, we absolutely nail it. We get this corner slightly wrong and lose the back end, and we're around. And inside to this crash, this spin, Rubens, or as you know him, RSF1 Rubens or BHA Waiter from Division 3, and my co-coms or my streaming partner, he made an annoying noise, put me off, but luckily it was just enough for me to get through. Wow, it was more than comfortable actually. I was 1.2 seconds clear of the demotion, so we're all good. We're laughing about it now, but yeah, at the time I was a little bit irritated, but it is what it is. Now into Q2, we're going into the middle sector again, and this is where you can see when we lose the back end, you can either gain so much time or lose so much time. We're so lucky we only lost our front wing then, instead of losing our entire wheel and being out of quali. As you can see behind us, it looks like Chadwick's made a mistake. We thought to decide to let him come past, but he made a mistake as well. But now we come across on our lap here, using the toe of the car in front of us, which I don't actually know who it is. Might be James Petty. But we managed to do a 29.1, and it's the only lap we do in this session. We had an incident on our other lap. So a 29.1 is what we're hoping to do to get through. Skyline improves. Skyline goes top on the soft tyres. I don't want to go anywhere near the soft tyres. That's why I retired where I did. Now you got James Petty up by 1.3 seconds. Mando is retired. Mando is done in this qualifying session. You got MT the Mighty, who can also dethrone us out of the top 10. Daniel P45 can also do so. Blue Sky's in the pits, and I think James Petty goes top. So we're now dropping. We're vulnerable at the moment. Daniel and MT the Mighty need to improve. If they both improve enough, we will be out. No, we'll be fine actually. We're safe. We're safe, guys. Love to see it. We are safe. MT the Mighty just jumps above us, but we're safe on the absolutely abysmal lap we set. And it's all down to everyone behind us making silly little errors. And we scrape through at the expense of Hippo. Hippo is out of qualifying. Hippo's out of Q2. You got Mando, Mr. Blue Sky, Stars Orphan, and I think MT the Mighty joining them. Now we jump forward into Q3. We're using the tow here from Daniel. It looks like we've decided that tow is the way to go around Bahrain. Now, I'm not one that normally wants a tow, I'm not one that normally searches for a tow, but this week, all I tried to do in my quali laps was get a tow, because I noticed Fruit Boy was getting a tow every single lap, and I realised if I want to compete for pole position, I have to get a tow. Now, it affects you slightly in the middle sector, but it does gain you a lot down the straight. As Dano does 27.601. Very, very good lap there from Dano. Now we come to the line in the tow of Daniel. Joshua goes top, and we take pole position at the moment. Provisional pole 27.265, and that puts us provisional pole for the moment. But we have been beaten by Josh, Daniel, and Fruit Boy. Now we're coming around. We got another tow from a Red Bull now in front of us. We've got a double tow actually, because there's two Red Bulls in front of us. We go purple sector 1. And we are now seeing if we can nail this middle sector, because I believe we did make a slight error on our second lap. A little error there, which did cost us a little bit of time. Now coming through here, more full throttle than we did last time. We're now purple middle sector. Get this corner awfully wrong, which affects our exit. And as you can see, the time is now coming down. We were a couple tenths further up than we are right now. Coming into the final corner, can we nail the final corner to get provisional pole position? We're using the tow, I believe only Destroyer in front of us, and we're coming to the line, and we go provisional pole for 26.8, but now Fruit Boy comes to the line and sets a 26.5. So if we did those 2/10 improvement I thought we could do, we'd still been P2. Fruit Boy has set an amazing lap. And he is on pole by a mile. Absolute mile. Now, it's all up to us to see if we can do anything to dethrone Fruit Boy, but he looks pretty much unstoppable here around Bahrain. And like, he needs to be moved up, put it that way. He is very, very quick. The championship leader, Dano, down in P8. I've not showed you the championship, which is really poor on my behalf, but I will show you it next race. But I had to quickly edit this, guys. But we go to the 5 red lights, and it's go, go, go for the Bahrain Grand Prix round number 14 here in F5. And we get a decent start, but Fruit Boy gets a better one. We're going to see if we can throw it down this side, but we're not going to take unnecessary risks, as Fruit Boy probably won't either. Now Josh comes down our inside. We hold it around the outside. We're having a bit of grip problems here at the start of the race, but we're trying to use a little bit of a toe from Fruit Boy just to stay with him. But Fruit Boy is quick at the moment. But we're continuing as we are. What can we do? We're slipping in behind Fruit Boy. Losing the back end slightly. Now Josh is trying to go for a move on us. He's trying to go round the outside. We've got a few grip problems. A big moment there. We caught the car, but Josh gets past us because of that. We're now down into P3. Next behind us is Daniel, and at the moment I can tell you we're probably going to lose positions more than gain them, because grip wise our tyres that have done 2 laps, most of the grid have done 1 lap, but our tyres did 2 laps in qualifying, and they do not feel good. They feel very, very, very cold, and we are struggling for any sort of grip here around lap 1. But it all depends. You don't win the race on lap 1, you just need to stay in the race. You could lose it, but you don't win it. As there's an incident at the back, and I believe it is a Williams. I believe it was MT the Mighty or Chad. It's either MT the Mighty or Chadwick, but one of them has had a massive, massive mistake. Now, we can see behind us that Daniel is catching, so we move to the side. He's on the soft tyres. We let off the throttle slightly, let him go. Daniel now can go ahead and attack Joshua. That's our plan, because he's on the soft tyres. He's going to be faster than us at the moment anyway, so we let him go. But he makes a big error. Daniel has spun. We let him get past us, but Daniel's now spun immediately. Dano is now behind us. Dano is behind us, championship leader. So he's made a good start. We go a little bit wide there due to a mistake. I don't believe that should have been exceeding track limits, but the game believes it should be. But the problem is I didn't gain any advantage. In fact, I probably lost time from mistake. But hey ho, the game is very thick sometimes. But all you can do is beat what's in front of you. The game's being stupid, so we have to beat that. And we go deep into the double left-hander. As you can see, the grip's not come to us yet. Now we're on lap 3. Let's see if the grip's now coming to us. We're nailing it through here. Feels like we got a little more grip now. Can we close the gap on Joshua? It's 1.7 seconds at the moment. On traction there, we gained a tiny bit. And I believe we are now catching Josh. We're getting closer and closer by the corner. Absolutely brilliant. We now have grip. We have feeling in the car, which is lovely to see, because I didn't think that was ever going to come back. We had an absolute shocker. But we're now able to push and hope for the best. We are gaining and gaining by the corner. It's down to 1.3, down to 1.2. We've purpled the middle sector. 1.1 now. Nearly a second. We are flying. We're gapping Dano. Well, we're bringing Dano with us slightly. But as you can see, we're gaining on Josh as we set the fastest lap of the race at 31.2. That was a good lap from us. And now we're up behind Josh. Here, going at the end of lap 4 to start in lap 5. We're up behind Joshua Meister. Can we make that move? Fruit Boy does the fastest lap of the race. We're half a second slower than him there, but he's just in another world today. As we make the move down the inside of Josh, but is he going to try and hold it around the outside? It looks like he might, and he's still there. Josh comes around the outside. He gets DRS because we were in front into the braking zone. And that is this lap's overtake done, so we're just going to sit here now and hope for the best. Maybe save some ERS for a couple laps, or potentially go for him at the earliest available possibility. We're just going to follow him through here. We get really close to him through the first part of that corner. We had to back off now. Now at the end of lap 5, starting lap 6, it looks like Josh was trying to bait us into the pit lane. But now we're using ERS. We're a lot closer than we were the previous lap. And we make the move stick and we're up into P2. Now, I would like to say we've got a realistic chance of catching Fruit Boy, but I would be completely lying to you guys. He is another world ahead of us in this race, and yeah, he's just got a lot more pace on the field, and there's nothing any of us can do. Josh is now sat behind us. I don't believe he's going for an overtake. I think he's just saving his ERS. As Hippo comes up the pit lane in front of us, he's been lapped already. Fruit Boy looks like he's been relaxing. As you can see now, going on to lap 8. Josh might be finally going for this move on us, but he has just been sitting there saving his ERS. Here he goes now, Josh down the inside. We don't fight him too hard. We brake a lot later than him, so he gets ERS again, which is irritating. But that's an unfortunate side of us braking a lot later. But Josh is now there side by side with us. I think he has a problem with the side draft and loses the back end and loses the position there to Dano as Hippo is around on the side of the track. Now we've got Dano behind us, and I don't think Dano's going to go for a move from us. I think Dano's going to be sensible and think about his championship battle. Now here on to lap 10, got Joshua Meister behind us again. Joshua, is he going to go for the move? He's trying to go around the other side. We've seen him coming. Give him the space. Don't fight him too hard. Let him run around the other side, and we're going to back off the throttle here, going into the La Pass, left, right, left, and there was just no need to go side by side there. Josh can have the position. Now we are going to have a chance to save ERS, because realistically we could gap Josh if we used our ERS heavily, but when we overtake him, we're overtaking him at a really inconvenient time, and then he's just DRSing back behind us and then staying with us in the corners just enough to get DRS again, which is very, very frustrating, but there's not a lot you can do. But as you can see here, just using the DRS just to stay close to him. Now coming down this pit straight, we're so close to him this lap that we don't even need to touch the DRS, because if we do, we'll pass him. And we don't want to pass him. We brake, well, we let off the throttle nice and early, lifting coast into the corner, and just sit behind Josh now and just bide our time. We know we've got pace on him, we know we can beat him, and we just need to save some ERS to have a good attack on him at some point. And as you can see now, we used a tiny bit of ERS off that corner. We're using some DRS now just to stay within touching distance of him, because we need to be behind Josh to see when he pits. We don't want him to get the undercut on us as we lift and coast into the corner again. We don't want him to get the undercut on us, because as soon as he gets the undercut on us, he'll be long gone. So we're just sitting here and we're just biding our time, letting Josh choose the strategy, because if we're behind him, he chooses when we pit. I don't choose this way, and I don't end up on like 3 or 4 lap older tyres than him at the end. And that is my plan right now, is to just let Josh dictate when we pit. And at this point in this race, I didn't know, but he has wing damage, hence why he's not able to get away from us in this race. Now, I don't know where he picked that up. I can't remember him having contact with him. Oh, Dano's hit me! Dano's hit me into that corner. You can see on the front left, he has wing damage. Dano has outbraked himself, broke a lot later than I do, and completely collapses into the back of me. As you can see, we go back down the inside of the next corner. The last pull from Dano, he's a better driver than that. He's hit the back of me, and I would just say it's a case of I broke earlier than he expected, and he broke late. He broke a lot later than I possibly could. And yeah, he's had to pit for a wing change, which now drops him back down the field a bit, and it opens up the chance for me to be in front of him as Josh tries to bait us, because he knows how powerful the undercut is, and we were always going to follow Josh into the pit lane. So we're both coming in now for the hard tyres. Josh is going to have a wing change. Dano's had a wing change, and now it's all about, can we come out in front of Dano? He's had the undercut, which is quite powerful, but he hasn't had a wing change, so it's going to be close. It's probably pretty much where it's going to be before everything. So as we come out the pit lane now, the gap to Dano will be, we're going to find out after a couple of corners here, as soon as he hits turn 1, it's about 5 seconds to Dano. So without his wing change, he'd have probably been in front of us. So the undercut is extremely powerful, hence why we did pit at the same time. As you can see, we're doing a little wiggle, because Stars Orphan in front of us might be driving a McLaren today because he joined the session late, but he is also our teammate, and as you can see, he knows we're here. Look at his line into this next corner. Now this is brilliant from Stars. He goes wide, he lets me go. He sees that I'm going wide, so it goes wider than he wanted to. And that is heroic team driving from Stars Orphan. He deserves all the credit. All the points I collect normally are because Stars Orphan is a very, very good teammate. A lot of teammates you'll see in RSF1 fight each other. Stars Orphan doesn't fight his teammate. I've let him pass on a certain track as well, because if they are faster, your teammate, you let them go. And as you can see now, we've got a 6-second gap to Daniel behind, and a 6.4 second gap to Dano. Fruit Boy in front of us. We got a car in front of us. Oh no! Safety car. And it's all because James Petty has binned it at the fast right. And that is unfortunate. We didn't want that. We knew the race win wasn't on today anyway. But all this does is close the gap to Dano, Daniel, Locker. The whole field now is going to be behind us. Instead of having a comfortable race for P2, we now got to defend for P2. As you can see, Fruit Boy dictates when the safety car, when the race resumes after the safety car. Now I'm sitting behind him. I'm thinking about when I think he's going to go. Now I personally think he's going to go just under this bridge. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. He hasn't gone yet. Now he's gone just after the bridge. So a little bit, tiny bit later than I thought he would go. But we've gone with him. Daniel's come with us though, and Dano's come with him. And Locker's not actually that far behind. So it's a good restart from half the grid. And then the other half of the grid from the Alpine back have actually had a shocker. As Fruit Boy gets his line wrong through there. Now we're in the slipstream. ERS being activated. Can we make the move down the inside of Fruit Boy? Side by side for the race lead. We take the lead briefly. Fruit Boy comes down the outside, gets the lead back. Side by side. It's going to be close. We're trying to battle him nice and hard. And we had to break through that. We was thinking about a move. Now we come down the inside. Into the heavy braking zone. Could use more of the outside of the track, but we tried to give him as much space as possible. Fruit Boy comes around the outside and he maintains the lead. That is very, very good battling between myself and Fruit Boy. Lovely side to side by side battling. And yeah, what can you do? Fruit Boy maintains the lead. And as you can see, the McLaren's come into the yellow flag section and it's brought out a safety car where his McLaren teammate was crashed. Now, second safety car restart. Now, I am trying to plan where he's going. This time I'm staying in the slipstream rather than side by side. And he goes a tiny bit earlier than he did previously. It's a very good restart from Fruit Boy. Now, can we do the same that we did last time and go for a move into turn number 4? Now we're just sitting here for now. Get a good line through this corner. Fruit Boy's not as strong through this corner as we are on the exit. We get in the slipstream. We're using ERS. But Fruit Boy this time's a tiny bit further ahead than he was previously. Now we're going to go for the little cutback line. Don't get it quite right. But Fruit Boy continues in the lead. And I'll be honest with you guys. At this stage of the race, you can see he is gapping us. Fruit Boy has a little bit more pace on us. We are just trying our very best to stay with him. But it's a matter of can we drag along in Fruit Boy's slipstream and go with him. So Dano, Daniel, Josh, none of them can get close to us. This is all important for our battle for P3. And as you can see, Fruit Boy wins the race. We gap Dano by about 3.8 seconds. We're very happy with P2. We come across in P2. Dano's going to get P3. Joshua Meister is going to get P4. Timo P5, Chadwick P6, Locker is going to get P7, Crunchy Bear 8, Only Destroyer 9th, Mando gets the final point, but he will get that taken away due to a previous penalty from a previous race. So P10, I think, I don't know who was 11th, but P10 will not go to Mando, it will go to the car below Mando, which is, we're about to find out, Skyline. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I've been Chris12LFC, and I'll see you later.